All right, now the first thing that you need to do is you need to go ahead and create your calculated column. Now to do this, you want to click on the Add Column button, and you'll notice in the initial dropdown here that the calculated column option is not displayed. So you want to go ahead and click on More. All right, and then here you want to go ahead and select Calculated. This is going to allow you to create your calculated column. And then you want to go ahead and give this column a name. So I'm just going to call this country code for demonstration purposes. All right, now next what you want to do is scroll down, and what you'll notice here is this formula box. So this is where you can actually come to input formulas in these calculated columns. Now the formula for extracting characters from a string starting from left to right is equals left, open parentheses, your column that you want to actually parse through, and then the number of characters that you wish to return. And again, if we're using left, it's starting from left to right. Now, what you'll notice to the right of the formula input box is this insert column menu. And if you actually scroll down, this is going to display the list of columns that currently exist on that SharePoint list. So you can actually take these columns and include them in your formulas. Now what I'm going to do is I will backspace everything after the opening parentheses, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my country column. So I'm just going to double click that, and it's going to add it in the formula box. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a comma, and I want to return the first 3 characters of that country column. So I'll enter the number 3, and I will put closed parentheses, and we would expect that this column is going to look at the country column and return the first 3 characters of the value that is stored in that column for each item. Now, before we go ahead and test this, I'll just quickly scroll down. When you're using calculated columns, after inputting your calculation or your formula, the next thing that you need to do is you need to specify the data type that you want this calculated column to return for the specific value. So you can see by default, it's set to single line of text. If perhaps you were working with numbers, then you could select number or currency or date and time, etc. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this as a single line of text. And I will go ahead and I will scroll down, and I'm going to click OK. And I will scroll to the right here. And so you can see my country column. I have 2 items in this list, and 1 value in this column is Canada and 1 is Germany. And if we scroll all the way over, you can see here the country code that is using the left function. And for the item with a country value of Canada, it did extract the first 3 characters from the left to the right, so CAN, and the same thing for my second item where the value is Germany and it extracted GER. So that's how to use the left function in a calculated column when we're working with strings. Now you can also use the left function to parse different column types, so it doesn't necessarily have to be string type columns that you're using this function on. So what I'll do now is I'll quickly show you how this function works if you want to extract a certain number of characters from an integer value and a date and time. So again, the first thing you want to do is create your column, and you want to click on that Add Column button and then click on More. Here you want to select Calculated, and then you want to give your column a name. So I will just call this area code, as I'm going to look to extract some characters from a telephone number that is stored as an integer. And then you want to scroll down, and again in your formula box you want to type equals left, and then select your column, comma, and the number of characters that you want to return. Now I'm going to go ahead and backspace this, and this time I'm going to go ahead and select my phone number column. So this is storing an integer value, and then I'm going to put in my comma, and again I want to return the first 3 characters from the left. So I'll type in the number 3, and I will put a closed parentheses or bracket there. And this time what I want to do is I actually want to return this as a number. So I will select number in the data type option here. And then I'm going to scroll down and click OK. And if I scroll to the right here, you can see I have my integer values stored in this phone number column. And if I scroll all the way to the right, you can see this area code column returned 416 for both of these items, as those are the first three values in this column for those items. Now, very quickly, I will just show you how this works again for date time columns. So again, you want to click on Add Column and More. You want to select Calculated, and I'll just call this Date Test. And again, you want to type in your formula, and this time I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Date of Birth, and I am going to return the first three characters from the Date of Birth column. And this time again, I'm going to store this as a single line of text. Now you can see that it did return the first three characters from the date of birth column here, which is a date time column. So what it does is it will take that date and time and convert it into an integer value and then return the first three characters. Now what I'll quickly show you is how to use the write function. So what I'm going to do is create another column here. So I'm going to click on Add Column, and I'm going to click on More. And the write function operates the exact same way as the left function. The only difference is we are calling out right instead of left. So I'll just call this test column, and I'm going to come down and select Calculated. And what you want to do in the formula box is you want to type in the formula equals right, open parentheses, our column reference, and then again, the number of characters that we want to return, starting from right to left. Now I will just backspace everything from this formula here, and this time I'm going to grab my country column, and I am going to return the last three characters from this column. So I'll type in (3) and a closed bracket here, and I will leave the return type as a single line of text. And then I will scroll down and click OK. And if we scroll all the way to the right, you can see here the test column is returning the last three characters from the country column for these particular items. So Canada, it's returning ADA, and Germany, it's returning ANY. Now, it's important to note that there are a few constraints or limitations or nuances when using both of these functions. Now, first off, the number of characters that you're seeking to return has to be greater than or equal to 0. If you try to include a negative number, you are likely going to receive an error. And if you omit the number of characters from your formula, SharePoint is going to treat that as a 1, and it will return 1 character from either the left or right, depending on what function you use. So that's it. This was just a short tutorial showing you how to create a calculated column in a SharePoint Online list that uses the left and right function to extract text from other columns in your list. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please hit the thumbs up below and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest SharePoint Online tutorials. I'm Louis Yakubalis. Thanks for stopping by. Talk soon.